Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Once again, my name is Danny Pacheco, and I want to welcome you to this Liberty Freedom Network product training webinar. And the focus of our training today is not so much the actual products and the services, but how to market them. Through many different products and divisions that the company has had, one of the biggest challenges that new reps find is how do they go out and promote these products? How do they go and promote the opportunity? What to do, what not to do. And so the focus of training is to take a look at those exact things and understand what to do and what not to do. So as we move forward through this presentation, I want you to, if you can, take some notes. This webinar will be recorded so we can play it later and have it available for all to watch at their leisure. But as you can see, we have many divisions. We have many different products and services. And so being able to market those accurately and correctly is going to be the key to our success in this business. So let's take a look at our first slide here. And, most people are going to experience some kind of a disaster scenario when they first get started in our business. You're excited right after you sign up, and you immediately start telling your friends about your new business opportunity without proper training, support, or guidance. Now, this is a mistake, folks, for a number of reasons. And as we move along here in the next few slides, you're going to realize why that is such a dangerous scenario to do. Number one, there's a saying that you only get one chance to make a first impression, and so you want to make sure that every single time that you talk to somebody brand new, or if it's a friend or family, if it's somebody within your circle of influence, that you do it in the proper way, that you have the proper training, the right support, and the right words, so that you could actually make it a positive experience rather than this disaster scenario that will play out over and over again if you don't do it right. So let's take a look at what that disaster scenario is. Number one, new people or friends and family are going to start asking a lot of questions. Now remember that you just signed up, so you're really excited, but you probably don't have all of the answers. You probably don't have all of the information. However, you went through a presentation, maybe you saw it once or twice, maybe you went on a couple of webinars, and so you answer their questions as best as you can the wrong way, or you don't know the answers, you're not giving accurate information. Now, since they're your friends, they may start talking bad about your business and tell you they are not interested. And 9 times out of 10, I think that people that are friends, family, or co-workers, or peers, or people that are in our circle of influence, they don't mean anything bad by it. In fact, sometimes they're doing it because they feel that they are trying to help you. They're trying to save you from the opportunity. And more often than not, people may have a negative understanding of our business. They might think of our business model in terms of too good to be true. They may think of it as a pyramid scheme. They may think of it as, whatever, preconceived notions they have, any prejudices that they have, or they can base it on past failures that you might not even be aware of, that they were a part of a company at some point and, they just didn't shake out the right way for them. And so now they're completely shut off. Now they're completely negative about anything and everything that sounds too good to be true, or multi-level marketing, network marketing, or direct sales, or whatever you want to call it. So the result is you're going to burn your contacts. You're going to go through your contacts of people that you know, your warm market, and you're going to get very little success. You're going to be discouraged and potentially even quit. Now remember that when you first sign up, that's when you're going to be the most excited. You're never going to be more excited than the day you signed up, the very first day that you saw the opportunity. So there's got to be a better way, and this, of course, can be avoided by using a proven system that is designed to alleviate the pressure of you doing everything yourself. In the beginning, when you're excited but don't have the credibility, and so that's the key word here, folks, credibility. And until we have that credibility, it's very difficult for us to break through. It's very difficult for us to be able to, build our business exponentially, or even get any type of momentum or any type of success when you don't have credibility. And remember, when you first get started, unless you're already in a position of strength, see, there's three different types of people. There's the people that, admire you. There's the people that are your peers. And then there's the people that you admire. Now, where you fall in that range within your own circle of influence, if you're already very influential because of position, education, title, whatever it is, if you're already in a position of credibility, then any business model like our own is going to be very simple for you to build out. But if you do not have that type of credibility within your circle of influence, then you have to either build credibility immediately, which again is very hard to do because you lack the knowledge, you lack the experience, and you lack the know-how to build your business. Or you could follow a proven system that works 100% of the time. Now remember, if you know how to answer their questions, they can still ask you two questions that you cannot overcome by playing the expert. Now what do we mean by saying playing the expert? Well, it's human nature, folks, that we want to answer questions. In fact, we've been programmed that way since we started going to school. If you remember, there was, the model when you're in school from from preschool, first grade, all the way up to higher education. There's going to be, you're going to learn, there's going to be a training on a particular topic or subject. Then there's going to be a quiz, there's going to be a test, and there's going to be a final exam. So we learn, quiz, test, exam. Learn, quiz, test, exam. And so we're programmed in our minds that that's the way it has to be. And so when we first get started, we want to learn, and we go on these webinars constantly, and we look at them and take notes, and we want to learn all of this information, are these scientific things, or all the technical things that our product does, or all the science behind what our products do. But the bottom line is we can't get around those other two questions. Why? Because we just got started. So what's those questions are asked, they're going to blow you out of the water immediately if you're trying to be the expert, the one that, the all-knowing, all-wise, expert that has, all the answers. And simply, you can have all the answers, you can memorize all the different things that our products do and all the different science behind it and all that and sound really smart. But the question number one is a setup question. Question number one is going to set you up. So, Jane, how long have you been doing this business? How long have you been doing this business? Or how long have you been in the business? Or when did you sign up? It's going to be any kind of, combination of those three questions there. And really, the answer is, hey, I just signed up, or, I started a week ago, or I've been in the business a month, or I signed up last night. And so right there, that's the setup question. That's kind of when they're putting you in their sights. They're kind of doing this to you. And then your response, you look at your watch and say, I just got started. Well, that kind of just blows you out of the water. That's when they hit you with the double barrels because, you're done. They shot you out of the water. You just started, you haven't made any money, so guess what they're going to do next? And see, that's what I'm telling you, that these are just, even though they sound like these questions are they're very innocent type questions or curious type questions, they're really set up questions for this last thing. So how much money have you made? And once they get you with that question, so how much money have you made, your response is going to be not any. Or I haven't made anything yet. But you're talking about, this is $1 trillion industry, and we've partnered up with the best company, and the compensation plan has paid the most money to the most people in the shortest period of time. Well, that really doesn't mean a lot to a new person. What that new person wants to know is, how are you doing? And it's a mistake that they ask that question because they're trying to measure your success as some kind of an inkling as to how they're going to do. They're using your experience to measure what their potential success may be or what their potential failure will be like. And so if you just got started and you don't have you just got started, you haven't made any money yet, well, they're going to look at that as a way out. They're going to look at that as a way to